swear, one of these days.
It's always the orientation thing that doesn't like
It
to
really is.
cooperate.
Every time. There I am. Every time. There I am. Do.
Also, ew, you have your phone YouTube on white mode?
I don't know. Don't ask me.
Weirdo.
Change it. I don't care. Does it matter?
I appreciate not being blinded.
There is no making you happy. I'm just waiting for people to come in. Do.
I think it's under general. Appearance. Dark theme. There we go.
Oh, you know what I forgot to get?
What?
The batting. I should probably get that.
Yeah, probably should.
I'm probably gonna need it.
Yeah, probably.
Except I think it might be out.
Sand Tetris.
What is sand Tetris?
So basically, these people make Tetris, but in sand blocks. Like the sand blocks are solid, you know, like the L pieces. But when you put them down, it collapses in on itself. You know, like regular sand. Technically, it's called sandblast, but
Just waiting for a few more people to come in.
technically, it's called sandblast. Not sponsored. It's just a game I'm playing.
We are not sponsored. We are a small channel. People don't like small channels.
She's sponsored by herself.
Yeah, me, myself, and I. You know, I thought I was doing good. I had all my fabric ready. Got my hair done.
Mama's excited.
Thought I had everything ready to go. I sat down. She pushed go live, and I realized I didn't have my batting. So, we're doing block, what did I say? 3.
3.
Block 3 of our gingerbread. It's the cook. Now,
Baker.
baker. Sorry.
Don't say same thing because it's not the same thing.
All right. So I'm just trying to get my batting together here. So give me just a second. I've already got my fabric / stabilizer ready to go. All right. And I can go ahead. Whoops. Do I not? Stop it. All right. Apparently I didn't get it ready. There we go. Oh my goodness. Really? All right. So we're going to start stitching out, as always, the first your batting. Now, I just had some batting laying around with some fabric on it that I had messed up on. We are going to use that.
Dang it.
Thought it would be nice to wear my hair down. I'm rethinking that. I did stitch out. I did restitch.
I think your fan's possessed.
Huh?
So I think your fan's possessed.
I turned it on.
Oh, I didn't know. I wasn't looking.
I did restitch the block from yesterday. So there he is, all done. Oh, nope, that's the first one.
I thought that was the one we were doing yesterday.
It is. But here he is. So this is the one that we were working on last night that got messed up, but we got it all fixed, and there he is. So now we're going to work on block 3. What? The things that amuse my daughter. Sometimes the autistic brain makes me like Gordon Gamesy.
Instead of Gordon
Oh,
Ramsay.
Lordy.
Now do you see why I was laughing?
Alright, so ow. Normally I would have this cut smaller. I'm not going to worry about it right now. I'm just going to stitch. This is the placement stitch. It's doing double duty. It's going to stitch down our stabilizer. It's also going to provide a placement stitch for our background fabric. So, what's everybody up to? How was your day? What'd you do?
Cocaine.
I know what you did. You're in the same house. Thanks. Aww.
Who the heck in heck?
Did they take them like good boys? My favorite daughter.
Hi, potato! She tried calling me and I denied her call. And then well, because we were already filming, so I sent her a picture of the camera. She goes, ah.
Oh. Alright, so it's stitching out, and I'm just picking off threads. I didn't feel like switching out the white for the cream, but I will switch it out when I do the quilting.
Tried to hide them when you went through because yeah, you can be picky.
That's because they know you'll spoon feed their ass. That's why. Alright, so our placement stitch is down. Now what I'm going to do, I don't normally do this till the end, but because it's so large, I am going to cut down the batting. Being careful to leave roughly an inch or two around the edges. Because when this is all said and done, and we go to trim the block, remember, we have to trim from the stitch line out. And it has to be a half an inch. So I just want to make sure that I have enough to, you know, have a half inch.
Now who's calling?
Every time.
Is it
Every
Quincy?
Yes. That'd be the hubby calling. Every time.
Shireen, go yell at Quincy for me. Tell him Mom's live.
Ask him if it's an emergency.
Yeah, that too.
Anyway, back to what we're doing. We're going to trim this around so that we don't hopefully have any issues.
Nom, nom.
Let's see if we can actually stitch something completely with no issues. Shall we? I think though.
How much you want to bet he says I'm closing?
Oh, I'm already expecting it. I am going to switch out my needle just because.
Oh!
I
That was
do
loud.
need to move this closer so that. Oh, I lost my needles. Alright, and I'm just using a basic 9014 needle. Mainly because that's all I have.
Did you say 90-14?
Yeah.
Shireen said I told him to call again if it's an emergency.
I do tend to have an issue with the needle. Take this out. Alright, let's set this over here for a second. The only reason why I actually have an issue with putting my needle in it is because my hands are so tiny. There we go. In we go. Let's see. I have my little screwdriver here somewhere. I do choose it went, but it should be okay.
Called it!
Busy?
Yeah, cashier didn't show up.
Alright, there we go.
My mouth is dying.
Imagine that. I just expect you to close every night now.
Ow, my butt.
Okay. Needles in.
Ow, my butt.
Off to the races. Now I gotta scoot this back. So that I can see what I'm doing. Alright, we're just gonna quickly thread this. Actually, yeah. Alright, so we're gonna take our background fabric. That's a small piece. That's not.
What color are you doing the hat?
I haven't decided yet.
Fabric wise, you haven't decided? To my job. Ow.
And then when this is done, before we start stitching the background stitching, I will trim around the edges. Alright, so
Quincy says, I see you, I might as well.
So, here is our options. I already know this is what she's going to pick. I picked it because I know she's going to pick it.
Please hold, I'm dying.
This is going to be, this one is going to Jaden.
That was too many spicy Doritos in a row without a drink. Isn't the fabric going to be too...
Do you want it on the hat? Do you want it on the bowl?
Is it big enough for the hat?
Yeah.
Is the pattern going to be too big for the hat?
Mm-mm.
Okay, we'll do it on the hat.
Alright, so we are doing just a square of Jack Skellington.
You did tell him I got your stuff you asked for.
Yes.
But I need him telling me we'll get it.
So we'll wait now.
Oh yeah, I know.
Alright, so then I thought this could be the bowl.
No.
This could be the batting or batter in the bowl. Alright, let's switch off this white.
Wait, do I get to choose the stitching that goes around the hat?
No.
Oh. By the way, I meant the color.
And no. The color. Oh, yeah. Oh, there it is. I was like, where did it go? Alright.
Yeti says hi.
Hi, Yeti. You better be a good boy for mommy.
I could be a little
Take your
weirdo.
pain meds and
I
stop fighting your brother.
could be a little weirdo and feed Sharina chip through the life, and I'm not going to. I'll feed her a chip later. Woo. He's squishing my face with his cone.
Well, you could take the cone of shame off for a bit.
Well, I'm pretty sure they're trying to look at their non-existent dicks. I didn't realize you made the sleigh pink. What? So I didn't realize you made the sleigh pink. Behind you. The sleigh.
Oh, yeah. I was like, what are you talking about?
Y'all are gonna go for a ride, just a heads up.
Why?
I have it set a little too tall, excuse me. Whee!
Having this chair is going to kill me before it's so I've got to get it replaced.
He
The
says
wheel broken on my chair.
no, he runs if I do. So now this likes to. You know, I had this perfect one day, and then I screwed with the legs, and now I have to keep messing with it.
I have to scoot this out so that I can put more blocks on it.
There we go. Got it. I fixed the leg. Shireen says wee because I was trying to fix the height.
I don't know about y'all too.
Wee.
Guys, I brought it up with my hair down.
That's what you get for having thick hair.
Y'all only knew how thick my hair was.
It's so thick I can't run my fingies through it. Which
I
sucks.
don't know if y'all can tell, but it's naturally
Oh,
curly, and it's so thick that I can brush it, and before I'm done brushing the other side, it's already tingled.
Again. Keyword again.
So we're just stitching out this the quilting for the background.
Ooh, what is the background for this? The
It
fancy
is
stitching.
Like
it
little
the-
peppermints.
Oh, it's the peppermints again? Oh, I like
It's
the
always the
peppermint.
peppermints. Every single one of them has
Oh, no,
the same
No,
background.
I said again because I thought you used another, like on a different block. I thought you used the peppermint.
I did, but this is different. So, look,
Oh, okay.
we're doing the back stitching, this part right here.
Sorry, I was feeding Shireen. I sent her a video of my chips.
Jaden, in that drawer right there,
Yeah.
top green drawer, grab me a haircut.
The top teal one?
Yeah. I'm burning up, guys.
Sorry.
Just because my hair's down. I tried to wear it different, but it's just hot. It's heavy. I need a trim. Anybody want to come give me a haircut?
Quincy can
and a
cut.
color?
Quincy can cut it.
No, he cannot touch my hair. He knows one haircut.
High and tight.
I've had that haircut. I don't need it again.
Oh, you don't like it high and tight?
No. I don't mind short hair, but
You picked the perfect time to go live. You got like 5 people in right now.
so the hair is going up, guys.
Oh. Next time I'm gonna throw it directly at you because that was close. Alright. Oh my god, it's still up here? I thought you put that downstairs in the closet.
Now it's time to get to work.
Darth Vader over there is sulking.
Huh?
Darth Vader, your black and red machine? Over there sitting on the floor sulking.
He's in come out.
What'd he do?
There's a part. I don't know. I've got to look at it.
It's not
I don't usually use him unless I'm
No, I took these.
making a bag.
No,
So the machine we're talking about is a Janome HD 300, I think. And I have the black edition, and so I have named him Darth Vader. I don't use him a lot, just because he's a heavy-duty machine, and so I use him when I'm doing thicker fabrics or bags or stuff like that. Whew. It's a warm one, guys. Actually, it was pretty. I don't know. what the weather
Shireen
was
says,
today.
yay, I'm being fed.
wasn't super hot like it was yesterday. I didn't actually get.
I'm sorry, Shireen sent me a message on Messenger. I'm sorry for interrupting you for laughing, but the message she sent
I don't care.
caught me off guard.
Like I was saying before I was rudely interrupted, it was a pretty nice day. I didn't get super hot. I actually didn't even have my fan or my air on upstairs. I just turned my fan on, only because I got hot from my hair being down. It was a pretty, I don't know, it was sunny but gloomy at the same time. This part and the last part of the white stitching is probably some of the longest stitching. That and the edging stitch for the gingerbread. Other than that, this goes pretty fast. It's a total of 53 minutes. Total. Unless you have issues. I need to remember to clean my machine. When I'm done, I'll give her a nice clean out. I'm sure she's due for one. It seems like I've done so much embroidery lately that I'm having to clean her out once a week. Hey Jaden, do me a favor. Go downstairs. Get me some iced tea. Please.
So give me a minute.
I heard you. And of course, it's live, so, you know, that means it's meant time.
What?
I said I'm live, so of course that means it's time to take my meds. Yeah, I'm running away.
Keep an eye on her, guys. Don't let her do anything stupid.
Like what? Slow myself?
Yeah, exactly that.
Does anybody have any questions? I'll put the link for the pattern in the chat here. Alright, so that's done stitching. But before I do the next part of the stitching, I am actually going to pull my hoop off and just trim that excess fabric, because when I do the rest of the stitching, I don't want this excess folding over. Not that it would, but it can, and it has done that in the past. Which is why Alright guys, so Designs by Juju is having a big sale. 70% off everything. They have just put up this week's free bonus bundle, and I need it because it goes with last week's bonus bundle. But let me get that pattern link, and then we will stitch some more, shall we? There we go. Alright, here's the link. And boy, hey you two,
God forbid.
the little ones. I
God forbid,
just
I
realized by glancing on my screen, I've always known that my table shakes when, even with my mat being on the table, but holy moly does it shake on the screen. I have got to get this table replaced or I'm going to wind up losing my machine. All right, let's get this fabric trimmed off real quick. Again, I'm basically leaving the same amount. You know, with the batting, I will say, if you want to trim the batting up to this edge, up to your line of stitch, you can. It's not going to hurt anything. However, if you're trimming the fabric because you have a bigger piece like I do, you do not want to trim it all the way up to the stitch line. You are going to want to leave at least about 1 inch so that you know for sure you have enough to do your 1/2 inch cut at the end. So again, it's safe to cut your batting up to this stitch line, and actually they do suggest you do that. I just don't. I just do it all at the end. But if you're cutting any of the other fabrics, then you're going to want to make sure you leave about 1 inch. Alright, the cutting's not perfect, but it works. Alright, the next part is our gingerbread stitch out. Okay, let's go ahead and switch our thread color and then I won't have to worry about it. I'll just go ahead and use this. Alright, here we go. Now, this is the placement line for your gingerbread fabric. Yes, it does do a small stitch out with the background stitching. Do not use that to place your fabric. Stitch this out first, then place the gingerbread fabric down. Because it is actually 2 pieces. Or 2 sections, I should say. You do only need 1 piece of fabric, but it is 2 sections worth of stitching. Again, this one is being stitched out for my daughter. Mainly because she loves gingerbread and she likes to bake. And again, I'm just using the same color brown throughout the whole table runner. I don't know if it did it on this one or not. It did. So, Jaden, what about it? See if they can see what I'm talking about on this. Look in the camera and tell me if it's close enough.
What am I supposed to be telling you?
Alright, so if you can see it closely, on the brown, on the copper stitching, the brown stitching, there are little specks of white.
Yeah, no, they can't see that from all the way back there.
Can you hold it up? Not too close. Hang on, she'll show you. Okay, so there's little specks of white thread coming through. That's because my bottom stitch, not my bottom stitch, my bobbin thread, has pulled through. Now I could fix that. It's a simple fix. However, I am not going to fix it. I actually want that. Because to me, it looks like there's little specks of flour that didn't get baked through. And I like that look. Alright, so now that these stitches are done, we can take our brown fabric, lay it over, and stitch it out again. Now you can use different shades of brown on every square if you want. If you want all your gingerbreads to have a different shade of brown. I just happen to have this one big piece of brown that I liked, so that's what I'm using. So for those of you that have not done this type of in the hoop, the bobbin color does not matter for this particular type of project because there's going to be a back fabric on it. The only time the bobbin color matters per se is when you're doing freestanding lace, and that is because there is nothing that's covering the back stitching. So you want your back side to match the front side, so you don't want to use the same colors on every thread. So every thread change for a freestanding lace equals a bobbin change. But like I said, on these in the hoop projects, unless it is stated, you do not have to change your bobbin thread to match your color that you're stitching. I also just want to say thank you to everybody that has subscribed. I reached 100 subscribers last night. And I know that's a small number for most, but I am very grateful for it. My goal is to try and hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So, thank y'all. Alright, so now this is where all the cutting begins.
The guy who sews says good day. I have no idea who that is.
That's Sean.
Oh.
Can you tell where he's from?
England?
No, actually, he's not from England. He said good day. Think.
Fucking Australia?
Yes. He lives here in the States. Hi, Sean. How are ya? You're just simply going to trim around your brown fabric to the stitch line. Basically as close you can get without cutting your stitching. However, if you cut your stitching, don't panic. It's okay. Just finish cutting. Then hit your back
He's
stitch.
good hanging out for a few before bed.
Hit your back stitch. Go back to past where you cut your stitch line and restitch it. It's not going to hurt anything. I promise. Unless you literally cut across your fabric where you can't fix it, it can be fixed.
Snip, snip.
So I'm going to try and cut it up here so that y'all can see what I'm doing. I just have these cheap embroidery scissors that I got from Walmart. They're Fiskars. Yes, I know they're not the best, but your girl is broke and this is what I could afford. So we're just cutting. And so what I do is I pull my fabric up just a smidge, not tight, because it will break. It will tear your stitch. Okay? And I just lay my scissors against the stitch line and I cut. Just like that. But I can't cut with it sitting up, so. Alright. And I have to say, I think this takes more time, more than anything to do. It takes more time to do this part than it does stitching.
Your thing fell asleep.
Alright. And that's because you have to be careful. And some of it can be pretty tight spaces. Did it not? Alright. There we go. Now I can see everybody. Okay. There we go. And this step cannot be skipped. I know I skip cutting the batting and usually, you know, the first couple things that you have to cut. But once you start stitching on fabric, you cannot skip this part. Mainly because other stitching is going to be going on top of it. So, you know, it has to be ready. And it can be tedious. But just do the best you can. You know, and if it's not perfect, it's okay. For the most part, if you've got fabric left out, it's okay. As long as you don't have like a 1/4 inch rim of fabric, you're fine. I'd say about 1/8, 1/3, I don't know. Not a lot, but you can have a little bit of fabric sticking out. And it'll get caught with your ending stitch. Sorry, this part is always the hardest because it's connected and I have to disconnect it. Alright, I'm just finishing up here with my cutting. And then we'll stitch out some more. Just about done. Ooh, my scissors are getting dull.
We have tinfoil.
You're not supposed to do that. They're ruin your scissors.
Then how
It doesn't actually work. What
Oh.
it does is take layers of your metal off. It only works. It works, but then it only works for like 2 cuts. Alright, and I got one more piece to trim. And then we're ready to go. I had to switch scissors, guys, because those are getting a little dull. Last cut. What embroidery scissors do y'all like to use? There we go. Alright, it's not perfect, but it'll do. It should look like something like that, guys, once you got all your extra fabric cut off. And you're just going to slide it back in. Check your thread color. We're doing the top part of the bowl. Alright, so I'm just getting my piece of styrofoam ready. Because I am going to put styrofoam underneath. Well, not styrofoam, foam. And I am actually just pulling off the part that you can iron on. I forget what they call it. It's the covering that goes on the foam. And I am just sticking it up here. Then I'm just going to put my color on. I'll just use this for now. Now this set of stitching is for the top part of your bowl. It's going to be what would be the batter or the frosting. It's the placement stitch for your fabric. I am using this stitch to stitch down my foam so that I can trim the foam and then cover it with the fabric. This is not part of the stitch out directions. But I want the bowl and the hat and the fatter part to stand out. So I'm adding some foam underneath. It's just simple, everyday foam that you would use for bag making. I believe this brand is from Pellon. And it's just a little scrap piece from all my other hooping that I've done.
Which is a lot.
So I am just going to trim this real quick. This part goes pretty fast.
You almost done already?
I'm on the bowl.
Oh. Okay.
Don't jinx me. Okay, guys, you're my witness. If anything else happens wrong tonight,
What?
it's all Jaden's fault. She jinxed us.
Oh, I haven't been paying attention. I've been playing my games.
What a producer.
I am your producer.
Doesn't pay attention to me.
I do too pay attention to you.
I feel like I should be in one of those sad commercials.
You're not a dog.
No one pays attention. Alright, we're just quickly doing a trim. Like I said, this is not part of the directions. It's just because I decided to add something. Alright. And I have found that it is actually easier for me to put the foam on first while it's doing the placement stitch and then cover it. I have there's a less likely a chance that the fabric will pull off from the foam and stitching when it happens.
Trin says she'll jinx me back. Thanks a lot, Mom.
Thanks, Serene. She's always got
Oh,
my back. Alright, so we're going to use this fun little candy cane Christmas gum drop fabric.
I apologize for all the noise. Mom's mini heater that's sitting up against the wall is abusing her phone I'm using.
Alright, so let's see. What part of this do I
yummy,
want?
yummy,
I
yummy.
think we're just going to do gumballs. What do you think?
Me?
Yes, it's your
Gumballs. There's gumballs.
gumdrops.
Oh. What about the gumdrops?
Never mind.
Well, you said just gumdrops. I need to know
I'm
what you
just
mean.
going to use the gumdrops part to cover it.
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
See? She doesn't listen. She doesn't pay attention to me, guys. You're my
I would-
witness.
You want me to not pay attention more? I'll leave. I'll go downstairs.
Uh-huh. You go right ahead, and then everybody will call you and yell at you.
Go back to bed.
This girl sleeps more than anybody I know besides myself. Alright, so, simple stitch, real quick. It's a 1 minute stitch out, and that's all there is to it. Again, you're going to pull it off, and you're going to do a quick trim around. I did not really get into these in the hoops until this year, until just before July. I had tried them, and for some reason, something wasn't, it wasn't connecting to me. And then for some reason, all of a sudden, I tried it again, and I am absolutely obsessed with it. I promise we're going to get back to quilting, though. I have an exciting announcement that we will be sharing.
What is this? What?
The official announcement goes out tomorrow,
Oh.
but my partner in crime had announced it on her live earlier, so I can announce it on my live tonight. And then we'll make the official announcement tomorrow. And I will go ahead, after I make the announcement, I will go ahead and link what we're doing so that y'all can get a head start on everything. Oh, here's a idea, guys. Make sure you don't have anything on the back of your hoop. Alright, there we go. Alright, so it'll look like that, guys. Simple as that. And it gives it a little 3D effect, a little trapunto quilting effect. I like that effect. You'll be able to notice it more on the hat.
I'll still call you back, Shireen. I told Trina to call her after we were done. And then she heard me say, I'll go back to bed.
Oh. Nah, she wasn't talking about you, Sheree. She'll call you back. Why is everybody going nuts in my house? What is the deal? Alright. Now, we are stitching out the bowl. And this is what you want. Wait. What did you want for the... Oh, no, I did it backwards, guys. Alright. We're switching tactics.
What happened? What did you do?
The gumball should have been the bowl. This should have been the frosting.
What's wrong with gumball flavored frosting?
We are going to use this as the bowl. Okay, it's okay. So we'll do the... I do need to get my phone for the bowl. Uh-oh, this part's torn. And all I do is... There's that little layer. I just pull it off just like that. I find that in this particular instance, with this particular project, it is easier for me to pull off that covering and stitch it down. I have noticed that when I leave that cover on and I stitch it down and I go to trim, I have a harder time.
We can go back to playing Minecraft after Mom's done. We have like six or seven gastlings, which is baby ghasts, sitting in water because you have to rehydrate them if you find them in the nether.
Jaden, I have no idea what you're talking about, and I'm trying to do this.
Well, it was stitching, so I thought I'd tell it.
It is not stitching.
Quincy says I'm not home yet. Because the dogs are going nuts.
Aren't you supposed to be working, making some money so that I can buy some more fabric and some tools and some thread? Are you technically supposed to be watching YouTube?
Probably.
Sir.
Probably has him in his pocket or sitting in the office.
He is. Alright, that's what I needed. For everybody that knows, Quincy is my husband.
I'm only asking because Lucy's whining. How are you feeling?
I'm a little sore on my back, but I'm fine.
Sugar-wise, you're okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
I ate.
I know, but just because you ate doesn't mean your sugar doesn't decide to be all wacko.
No. I ate and had a banana.
Oh my god, Mom had a banana.
No, I ate the rest of my salad and I had a banana with it.
I know, I said, oh my god, Mom had a banana.
Uh-oh, my thread is all tingled here. Hold up, guys.
Not again.
It's the... There we go. It's the big spool that has to go across. Alright, guys, so let's stitch this out. Again, this stitch is the placement stitch for your fabric that is going to be the bowl. And all the measurements and stuff are in the pattern when you buy it. Darn it. I knew that was going to happen.
Wasn't me.
Alright, so as soon as I get this down, there was a little tear in my scrap piece of foam, and so I actually have to watch it really close. So give me just a second and we will talk about Designs by Juju and why I like them so much. And no, I am not sponsored. But if anybody from that company happens to be watching this small, teeny, tiny channel of mine, feel free. Again, this isn't part of the step. It's because I've decided to add foam to my project. That didn't turn out very well.
What didn't?
So I have to do a quick trim because, like I said a minute ago, I have decided to add foam to my project, and so that's why I'm stitching early. So just because I want to show y'all, I have it stitched down, okay? I am going to back my stitches up. I am going to restitch this one piece because I want to show you that it's not going to hurt anything in your pattern later on. You're not going to really be able to tell. I'll pull this out real quick and do a little spritzy spritz. What I'm doing, since I have a tear in that foam, is I'm just using a little bit of adhesive spray, mainly because I can't find my school glue right now. I'm just doing a little dab of spray glue. Ooh. Make it stick to my hand. Okay. And I just push the foam down. I'm going to give it a minute to dry. And this is the Quilt Basting Spray by June Taylor. I got it at Walmart. Okay, so we're just going to hit the back button. Now, I don't know if it's the same on all the machines, but on the Brother embroidery machines, the back stitch button is your little plus/minus sign button. Just hit that. It should bring up a screen that shows numbers with plus and minus. If you want to go backwards, then you hit your minus. If you want to go forward, hit your forward, your plus. Now on mine, and I'm sure it's the same on the other Brothers, there's a spool with a minus and there's a spool with a plus sign. That's skipping to the next set of stitches or backtracking to the previous set of stitching. Alright, here we go. Let's see. And I am very carefully going to just hold this down a smidge while it goes across. Okay. And as you can see, you cannot tell any difference in it. If anybody has any questions, please ask them in the comments, and Jaden will let me know what the question is if I don't happen to glance over.
Hello.
Alright, so the next part is going to be, the next set of stitching is going to be the fabric. So that's your placement stitch for the fabric part of your bowl. Okay, so all you're going to do is lay your fabric down like you have before. Yes?
Nothing. You're fine. Just adjusting.
And position it wherever you want it. And then just hit go. Are there any questions?
Nope.
Alright. Now that that's done stitching out, you're going to pull it out, take your hoop off. Do not unhoop your fabric. Do not unhoop anything. You're just taking your hoop off the machine. At no time do you want to unhoop anything unless the directions specifically tell you. There are projects that are in the hoop where you have to unhoop it and then rehoop it. This is not one of them. You're simply gonna take your hoop off the machine. I need new scissors, guys. Mine are dying. And you're simply going to trim just like we have in the past. Being careful not to cut the fabric that's underneath. This is where duckbill embroidery scissors would come in handy. But I do not have any yet. Working on it, working on it. Okay. Just a couple more trims. Now, if you're having a hard time getting close and you want to do a little trim up of the fabric because you think too much is still there, simply take your hoop, take your hand that you're not cutting with, push up lightly, gently, push up on your part that you're cutting, and it should bring it up just enough that you should be able to get a better cut. And there we go, guys. I hope y'all can see the puffiness from the foam. Ooh, next part is our hat.
Excuse me.
And we're using Jack Skeleton, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where is my... Give me just a second, guys. I am missing some foam. I just gotta grab my extra piece of foam here somewhere. There we go. I found it. I thought I had it, but I used it. And again, so I'm just going to measure to make sure I have enough. And I don't, so I'm going to want a bigger piece. Let's see. That should be good. So all I'm doing is I'm taking, there's a
Yeti's trying to eat cords.
Yeti, stop eating the cords. So there's a covering that's on this foam, and that's because I have a fusible foam. I'm just simply pulling it off like that, and I'm doing it on both sides. I think this is like the tricot or something. I forget what it's called, but if anybody knows what it's called, just let me know. So all you're left with is a thin piece of foam. No covering. Okay. And because the fabric that we're going to be covering it in is black and white, Jaden, do you want me to use the cream for stitching? I don't think it'll matter. It's...
Yeah, we can use the cream.
Okay.
Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
With the finishing stitch, what do you want? I'd rather not use black if I don't have to. But it is yours, so if you want black, I will.
I'm not sure.
Alright, so we're going to do, this is the placement stitch for your fabric. Again, I added foam, so I'm just using it to go ahead and sew down the foam. Since I started doing it this way, I've had less issues with the fabric not wanting to stay stitched down. You do have to be careful though, Because if you don't get a good stitch down and your fabric is pulling away from your stitch line, your presser foot can and probably will get caught, as y'all saw last night, in your stitching. And it will mess up your entire stitch. Your best bet would be to start over if that happens. Alright, so we've got that. I'm going to do a quick trim around the hat. And this, you really want to get right next to that stitch line. Don't leave any excess foam out, or film. Don't leave any excess foam. You want the least amount possible. Again, if you are cutting your foam and you happen to cut a stitch line or two, if it's a huge section that you've cut, then I suggest restitching it. If it's just a little stitch here and there, don't worry about it, because you've got to put your fabric on top and it's going to stitch out the same anyways. It'll be okay. What this is the most tedious part of this whole thing, is all the cutting. The reason why I say you want to get as close as possible to your stitch line when you're using foam is because the less foam that you have outside that stitch line, the better. It's a whole lot easier to stitch down your fabric and to have the fabric stay stitched down with less foam sticking out. You have less complications. Through my last few lives, I've been using foam and batting, and I've noticed that I was having a real issue with it staying down and not my fabric pulling from the stitches. And I had mentioned that I had a couple of ideas of different things I could do to stop that besides not using foam. And this was one of them, and this so far has worked the best. And the foam cuts fairly easy. And it really doesn't take a whole lot. You know, as crafters and quilters and sewers and all kinds of stuff, we have scrap foam. If you make bags, you've got scrap foam. So this is a good way of using it, instead of just tossing it away. That's what it looks like. So now we're just going to take the fabric that you've chosen for your hat, your baker's hat. This is just wide enough, Jaden. I don't know if I can, but is there... Does it matter what faces are showing?
No.
Okay, good, because I can't get just the big jack in the center.
That's fine.
It's not going to happen.
That don't matter.
Alright. Okay. We're just simply stitching down our fabric. I can tell you that my advice for when you're using foam is to cut your fabric for that particular part a little wider and just a little longer than what it says to in the directions. And that's because it's a whole lot easier to trim if you have
you know, more fabric. And that's because the foam adds height, and that's not accounted for in the directions. So I just simply cut mine a little bit wider and a little bit longer. And I haven't had any major issues. Alright. And again, we're just going to trim.
It baffles me that people in the UK aren't used to 85-degree weather.
If you have not done a whole lot of embroidery and you've always wondered why embroiderers need teeny tiny special scissors, this would be why. Because you have to get into those little points and cut your fabric. And regular scissors just don't do it. I honestly, when I bought my machine, when I first learned about machine embroidery and I bought my machine, I did not realize that you were supposed to use certain scissors, that they actually had specialized scissors for embroidery. And so I am glad that I know that now. And that I understand why we need those scissors. Alright. Got that cut. I have to cut one more side. And then we're ready to go.
You dropped something.
My scissors.
Okay.
I'll grab them when I start stitching up the next part.
Okay.
Alright. Almost there, guys. Alright. There's her hat. I hope you can tell the puffiness. It's a little easier, I think. I like the way it looks. I really like that 3D look on certain ones. I don't think it's the right choice for every single embroidery project, but on ones like this, I really think so. I really want to do a couple of blocks with foam where the gingerbread is the one that's poofy. So that's probably coming soon. Alright, so we've got that done. Now the next stitching is the finishing stitch for most of your gingerbread. So you're going to want to pick a color that's going to go against that brown. I have chosen this bronzy brown orange color. I know that y'all can't really tell. And that's because I like the way it makes the edges look. It makes it look like it's crispy, like it's cooked more. At least to me. This stitch out is going to be about 6 minutes long. I am going to take this opportunity to stand up and stretch my legs a bit. I'm still here, guys. I'm just gonna step away from my camera for just a second and stretch my legs.
Yeah, you just tried going to the phone screen.
He wants to come see me.
That's what she said.
Yeti, you can't come see Grandma through the phone screen.
Huh.
What?
1 dead, 15 others hospitalized after being struck by lightning in Jackson Township, New Jersey.
Oh my goodness.
Posted 40 minutes ago by live storm chasers.
Holy moly.
Jesus Christ, I keep fucking that thing. I'm so sorry.
I can't see the chat from here, so you're gonna have to.
That's what's going on.
I really hope that everybody's enjoying this series. We are going to be finishing our wall hanging, the Believe. I think what we're probably going to do is tomorrow evening we'll stitch out the last block of that one. While I am up, guys, I'm going to just run to the restroom real quick, and I will be right back. Again, if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments when I come back up. Jaden is still here. She will let me know, and I will gladly answer them.
All right, guys. I'm back. Just in time. Okay, so now that that finishing stitch is done, we won't need to pull it out or trim anything because that's a finishing stitch. But we are going to need to do the eyes. Any particular color you'd like?
Do we have blue?
Yeah.
We'll do blue.
We are going to be doing the color blue for the eyes. Now in the pattern it shows that the eyes are black, but you can change the color. It's your quilt. You do what you want. You do not have to follow the exact colors that are listed. Have some fun. Do you want the dark blue or the light blue? I've got enough. I think I have enough left of this.
Dark blue.
Okay. All right. We're gonna throw this blue on. Now, if you had a multi-needle and you were doing this, and yes, you can do these on multi-needles. You could have all your colors already picked out and the needle threaded and ready to go for whenever it got to that particular color. And you wouldn't have to take the time to stop and change the colors. Or if you had a multi-thread stand, you would still have to change the needle if you had a single needle. You'd still have to rethread it, but it would probably go faster. Okay. So we got that. I'm going to trim this little thread. And if you have little thread ends left after you've stitched and it's done, make sure you're trimming them so that they don't get caught in the stitching later on. All right, we got that all trimmed up, and here we go. Next color is going to be for the cheeks. And I've been keeping it pink. Is that what you want? Alright, so we'll get that all lined up, ready to go. There's a strip that goes across the center of the bowl. I was thinking about... shoot. I was thinking about doing a gold. Is that okay?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she's got blue eyelashes too. Alright, my thread just broke, so I need to fix that. Give me a second. Oh, I see what happened. Alright. Okay, guys. It's a quick fix. What happened was, when it went to stitch, the little loop got caught on this piece, the little knob that you use to change out your presser feet. And so it popped my thread. I don't know why it's so high up. Let me look at this real quick. Oh, it pulled it, that's why. That looks about right. So what just happened was the thread broke because it was wrapped around the little bolt for my presser foot. And when it went to go to the next eye, it pulled. As it pulled, it readjusted the fabric, so I've had to hopefully adjust it the right way. It's not perfect. It looks a little cross-eyed. But, you know. Her eyes are just off-centered a little bit, but it'll be okay.
There we go.
So now we're stitching out the cheeks of the gingerbread girl.
Is your phone magnetic?
Probably.
You see that? Why is your phone magnetic?
I don't know. My phone is magnetic.
Did you have it sitting near a magnet?
I might have. So, I like Design by You because when you buy their patterns, it gives you all of the downloads for every operating system for all the different embroidery machines that are out there. You don't have to download them all. You know, if you only want to download the one for the machine that you are working with at the time, then you can. It saves your downloads or the patterns that you have bought. And so that's really nice. So if I ever get another machine, if I get a multi-needle, if I get a different type of single needle, I will not have to go and rebuy all of the patterns. What in the world? I will not have to go and rebuy all my patterns because I've already bought them and I already have all the downloads for them. Some of them just have you buy whatever one you need, and so, you know, if you change machines, boy, that little hole on my fabric really messed everything up here. So the next stitch after that's going to be the mouth. We're just going to use red.
You gotta go to Hallmark and order me an ornament. They got a new raptor ornament.
Oh, okay. I assume they do since the new movie is coming out.
It's the Clever Girl ornament.
I thought you had that one.
I don't. I have a T-Rex one I can't use because of absolutely nothing.
It's fine.
Just so you know.
Now, if this was actually going into an actual table runner, I would probably restitch this block just simply because when that pull happened, it misaligned everything. But she's not that picky on this particular kind of stuff, so I'm not going to worry about it. Alright, so now we're just going to do the quick stitch for her mouth. And this takes about a minute, a little less than a minute. Okay. And now is for the little spoon. Do you care what color your spoon is?
Do you have like a wood color?
I have a bronze. I have a dark brown.
Is that gonna clash? Is the dark brown gonna clash with the gingerbread at all?
No.
Okay. I like the dark brown.
Because I'm using the bronze for the finishing stitch. So I think it'll stand out quite nice.
Okay. How much more you got?
Not much.
Okay. I sent Cherry to Harry Potter meme, and that's why she said
So-
Jaden's trying to make me depressed.
This part
Out of butt.
is the spoon. And it's simply a 1 minute stitch out.
How long's this last part? How long's the last part?
I don't know. I think I don't know. Oh, the white stitching part is about 11 minutes. I don't know. I have to look. I'll know here in a minute if there's more stitching after this. I know there's more, but you know, if there's another. It only shows so many on my screen at one time because I have such a small screen.
Mhm.
Alright, so now is going to be the finishing stitch for the top part of your bowl. So where your dough or cookie stuff is. And that is going to be a cream. Okay. For those of you wondering why the dogs are barking, we don't let them run around the house when we are not down there because they tend to get in trouble. So while she's up here, they are back in their kennel. When we are done, they will be let out. Jane, stop making your sister depressed. It's not nice. I have to say this has turned out to be a really cute table runner. They have a whole gingerbread setup. They've got oven mitts, ornaments which we will be stitching out. They have a tree skirt, all kinds of little things. So if you have somebody that loves gingerbread, men and girls, then go there and buy some. Everything is 70% off, and when you spend $30, they give you a set of 4 patterns. A mini quilt, a spoon holder, a pot holder or trivet, I think, and something else. Alright, now is for the lining or the stitching for the bowl. I gotta find my gold, where to go. Right here. And we're just gonna do that in gold. And then there's a line that goes across the center of the bowl, and I will do that in a different shade of gold. mainly because there's gold in the fabric for the bowl, so. So now basically all the stitching that we're doing is all the finishing stitches. The outline of the hat is 7 minutes long. I think that's the longest. I think that's the last part we stitch out is the hat. We are almost done, guys. There's not much more left. I'm just simply holding down the padding so that it gets a better grip of the bottom part of the fabric. So what I'm going to do is, I've got a little section that I need to restitch. So we will just quickly backtrack our stitches here. So the next step with this is going to be the stitching on the hat, and there's a little peppermint that's on the hat, and then there's the line across the bowl. that's done. Sort of, kind of. And I'm going to rethread my needle with the red. No, I'm not. I'm going to rethread my needle with gold. Let's see. Do I want that gold? I think we're gonna do this one, guys. It almost matches the color that is in the on the fabric. Okay, so simply just gonna thread it and let it pull this up. And this is just a little decorative stitch that's around the center of the bowl. And I believe my bobbin is empty. So, let's check that. We almost made it through the whole stitch out without having to change my bobbin. I have a bobbin already ready. Normally my machine tells me, but oh, I did have some thread left, but it was messing up. So we'll just go ahead and change it. There wasn't a whole lot left, but okay. I'm just backing the stitch because my bobbin was messed up, so I just fixed it. Alright, there we go. This is only going to take about a minute to stitch. It's not long at all. And then we have I believe it's the rest of the gingerbread around her hands left to stitch out. What color do you want the decorative stitching? Do you want it yellow? For the icing strips?
Oh,
There's like a really pale yellow in the one fabric. We could do a yellow.
that's fun.
You can't be that tired. You slept all day. You can't be
I
that
didn't
tired.
sleep all day. I stayed up till 8 and then laid down for an hour taking a nap, and then I got up and went and got your stuff. I was up when Quincy left for work.
I know you were. Alright. Now that that's all stitched out, wind up our thread a bit. Actually, I think the first color I need to do is bronze. Because it's got to stitch the round part of her hand. Oh my goodness. I cannot wait to get some of those thread thingies that catch your thread on the spool. So this part is a 3-minute stitch, about 1.5 minutes per hand. It's just simply doing a finishing stitch around her hand. It's just how the program is. I'm not real sure why they chose to do it this way. I'm assuming so that, you know, if you want to make it look like she's got little mittens on, you can do that. The stitch that we're doing right now in a different color, which is what they have it written as. But I usually just do it as the same color as the gingerbread stitching. Wow. And so when you're stitching these, if you notice that you have a little spot that maybe didn't catch, now is the time to go back and fix it. It's not gonna it's not gonna hurt it if you stitch it again. I'm not gonna stitch the whole thing. I am simply just going to stitch that one little spot. Right about there. Now, if it bothers you because one little part is thicker, you can restitch the whole thing. It doesn't really matter. Okay, so that part's done. Let's stitch the other hand. Okay, and we're off. And the part that I'm dealing with now is from when the eye thread pulled on this one side. So make sure you'll go and get your patterns while they have their sale going on. And remember, when you spend $30, you get a free set of 4 embroidery program patterns. Now I'm not sponsored. They're not paying me in any way. I just happen to like their designs. I like the fact that they usually have really good sales, and they usually have some sort of, you buy so much, this is what we give you. You know, a lot of places don't. we're almost done, guys. We don't have very much more to stitch. We have the hat and the icing decoration with the little peppermint candy.
You can be, I fell asleep.
Whatever.
No, I'm stretching my back. I'm sitting up against the wall. Oh, my back.
I thought you said, do you care if I go to sleep?
No, I said your
I
thing.
said, no.
Oh,
I
no.
don't care, whatever.
No, I said your thing fell asleep. I was standing up because my back was starting to hurt.
You're gonna go to sleep if you want to go to sleep. You're 20 years old. That's why I was like, whatever. Alright, so now we're gonna do the finishing stitch for the hat. And then, what color did you want? I forgot.
For,
The hat.
I don't think we decided on that. Oh, I think it was the, that might have been the cream.
No.
You sure?
Oh,
It might have
this?
been- Yeah.
you want that on the hat?
I think that's what we said. I'm not sure.
I could do this. I could do gold. I could do white.
What do you think would look good?
I don't think it really matters. I mean, there's more white and black in it, so I think if you do cream, it's really gonna.
Should we do white then?
I would, because if we do cream, it might blend in with the back stitching.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we can do white. That's fine. That is a-okay.
What did I just say? White.
No, we're doing. Yeah, we're doing white. Sorry, I had to think that for a minute.
Right?
God, we both need to go to bed. We can't fucking think.
Watch your language.
Diego. Diego. Oh, okay, good. Sorry to disturb you, buddy, but couldn't tell if you were breathing or not. Dog scares the crap out of me once a day. Come here.
So for the hat stitch out, that part takes about 7 minutes. Now we're just doing a white. If you could do a fun color with this, but because of the fabric, it's black and white, we just chose to do white. In the pattern on my machine, it's showing black. So, you know, feel free to use whatever color y'all want.
Did you take your meds this morning? When I gave them to you?
Yeah. You're asking me 9 hours later if I took
Well,
my
no,
medicine? You literally just saw me take one an hour ago.
No, I meant this morning when you reminded me very tiredly to not forget to pick up your refill.
Yeah.
I just didn't know if you did. I didn't even know if I brought them down or not.
Oh, so I should have. My announcement is my friend over at Portrait and Seam, Angela, and I are going to do a little Christmas in July collab. We are going to be doing the Fat Quarter Shop. Now that I forgot what I was going to be doing, give me just a second, guys. Christmas tree pattern. Let's see. So we are going to be doing their what is the name of that darn pattern?
I just forgot the patterning.
Oh, the is this it? No. Wait. No. Sorry guys, I'm trying to figure out the name of the Christmas pattern because I literally forgot the patterning. Is the deal with my computer today? It doesn't want me to find anything.
Maybe your computer needs a vacation.
There it is. Okay, now let's see. There it is. Alright, so my friend Angela from Porter and Steen and I are going to be doing the Charming Christmas Shortcut Quilt Pattern. She is going to be doing hers in red, white, and blue. I am going to be doing the scrappy version because she said she doesn't have a lot of scraps. So the one that doesn't do scrappy quilting is going to do the scrappy version. But our whole goal is to show you that just because it's a Christmas tree pattern doesn't mean you can't use it as an all year type of pattern. You could make several of these, one in a winter theme so that you could keep it out all winter, not just Christmas. You could do holiday ones, Easter, you could do Halloween, you know, 4th of July, all of them. We just want to show you that there's other ways to use it. I'm also going to be doing the mini Charming Christmas one. So the one that we're doing together, you need two fat quarters. You need 2 charm packs and some background fabric. The pattern is free. I can link it for y'all. And I believe we're starting it Monday. So let's see. I will link both of them for y'all, both the charm square one and the mini charm square. They are free. So the first link I'm getting ready to post is going to be the charm square. Alright, here we go. There's that one. And then the second one I'm getting ready to post will be the mini charm. So, like I said, it's not official till tomorrow, but, you know, we decided to let the people at our lives know ahead of time. And I see I'm having a little issue with my fabric here, so let's fix it, shall we? I don't think when I cut my fabric, I left enough fabric, and I think that's the problem right now. No. That end, it actually got pulled, so everything's gonna be off just a smidge.
But you can fix it, it's okay. You just have to be careful when you're holding your fabric down and you're stitching at the same time. Alright, there's one side. And because I went back and stitched that section and this other section will be a little thicker, and I noticed that some of the color, the black, will stand out, but that's okay. But considering that this is the only major issue I had, we did pretty good. And so if this happens, guys, just go back, stitch it down. If you notice that it's still not quite catching, you can take a little bit of fabric glue and just run a bead of glue around it. Because these aren't gonna, you know, because of the shape of these, I think most people are just gonna lay them down and then they would probably pull them up to eat. And just because it's a table runner doesn't mean you can't use it as a wall hanging. Because it's going side to side. Doesn't necessarily mean that you can't go top to bottom when you're putting it all together. I might just have to stitch one out and see how it looks going top to bottom instead of side to side. We'll have to see. But this is almost done, so after that our color is going to be, I believe it's going to be the stitching, the icing strip stitching. And actually what I think I'm going to start doing is every time I use the foam, I'm going to take a bead of glue after I stitch it down and I put the fabric over it. When I lay that fabric over it, I'm going to take a bead of glue, just a small dab. You don't need a lot. You don't need a super thick bead. Just a thin line of glue around the edges so that it holds it just a smidge better. It won't hurt your machine. It's, you know, if you use the right stuff, it won't hurt anything. And it'll last. Because you're using fabric glue, not a school glue that's washable, not any of that. You want an actual fabric glue that's going to stay. You could also actually take your spray adhesive, like a spray glue, and spray it down too. Spray your fabric, then lay it over the foam, then stitch. That would help better too. Alright, so now we're going to do, we said yellow. So let's pull this white out, put our yellow in, and we're almost done. I think we got 3 more parts to stitch. And of course, guys, if you have a faster machine, it's not going to take you as long as it takes my machine to stitch. Now this part that's stitching is the decorative icing that you would put on gingerbread men and women, girls, boys. This part takes about 5 minutes because it's a wavy stitch in different directions. So you've got a stitch on your one on each hand. Then you've got to stitch across the bottom of her dress, which is like what makes the edge of her apron. Oh. All right, so we're just finishing up the stitches and we have the peppermint patty, the leaf, and one other piece to do. So yeah, we have the peppermint patty left after this. I was trying to figure out what the other white stitch is. It's the white part of the peppermint patty. Or peppermint patty. The peppermint candy. So when this is done stitching, we'll literally have 3 minutes left. These do take a long time. It's because they have so many different stitches in them. Definitely needs a clean out again. That's my bobbiny here popping up and down. I'm not sure why it's doing that, but I think it's just getting low on thread maybe.
Can't you just fill it?
Yeah, I don't know why. Sometimes it likes to pop up and down.
Maybe because it's the table shaking it.
And I do think the table shaking has a lot to do with it. I really need to get better tables. These are just cheap ones that you buy at Walmart. I think that the shaking on it really bothers your machines. It's not good for them at all. All right, I'm gonna move my machine just a smidge there. This is the last decorative stitch for the icing strips. So I'll get the other colors ready. We have green, white, and red. Green will go first, and then the white, and then the red. It also throws off my stitching at times. All right, let's finish this up, shall we, guys? Now we're just going to quickly stitch out the little leaf.
Leaf.
Leaf
Yeah, leaf.
for peppermint patty. Or not peppermint, the peppermint candy. I must want a peppermint patty. I love peppermint patties. They're so yummy. This is way off. maybe not. Maybe it just looks like it. I like the yellow against the brown. It looks pretty. I think if it was a deeper or a darker shade of yellow, it wouldn't look so pretty, but this looks pretty. Alright. Red is, or green is done. 2 more stitches, guys, and we're done.
Ow, my leg. Oh. Oh, my leg. Yeah, I think that says 4. I think that says 4 people.
Now we're stitching out the white part of the peppermint candy. And there's 4 little parts that stitch out on this. For those of y'all that just came in, that are just lurking, the last 2 posts in the chat are for the sew-along, quilt-along collaboration that you, however you want to say it, that I'm doing with Angela from Quarter Inch Seams. The first link is the charming Christmas tree pattern that they have. You'll need 2 charm packs plus background fabric and backing. Now, if you don't have any charm packs, but you have a layer cake, you can use that layer cake. Cut it in half, push 1 half aside. Take the half that you have in front of you and cut it again so that you have 2 sets of squares. And there's your charm packs. Then you say, what should I do with the other half of the layer cake? Well, you use that as a jelly bar. The second link is for the mini charm pack Christmas tree pattern. I am going to be doing that one also. Now, she's going to be doing hers in 4th of July. I'm going to be doing mine in Scrappy. Well, at least the charm pack one in Scrappy. We just want to show y'all that you can do Christmas patterns in whatever fabric you choose. Does not have to be, Christmas fabric. And then that way you can leave it up all year. Or switch them out. So I hope y'all will join us. I believe we're going to start it Monday. She's going to do her part on Monday on her channel. And then I'm going to show my scrappy stuff Monday on my channel. I think Monday we're going to just show getting the fabrics ready.
Is that going to be live?
I don't know yet. guys, we are almost done. We are stitching the last stitches as we speak.
Ugh. I thought that had an automatic cutter.
It does if I press it.
I don't know it had a button you had to press, but I just automatically snipped it for you.
And there she is, guys.
That took 2 hours.
Um,
It's not bad.
It's actually only supposed to take an hour, but my machine doesn't stitch very fast. So, with that, guys, we are going to be going live tomorrow, I believe.
Same time.
I don't know.
Okay. I was-
I will post it as soon as we figure it out. But with that, guys, thank you for joining me. Please hit the like and subscribe button. When you hit the subscribe button, if you haven't already, make sure you have the little bell, a solid black, gray, whatever color they've decided this week, so that you get my notifications.
It's white when you have it on dark mode.
Thank y'all, everyone, and see y'all next time.